Okay, first question I got, and these are all questions. I think I got 3 questions. The first question is 6.118/6. 6.118/6. And that one was sent by about 4 or 5 different people. So here's the question. And what I want you to write down, I'm not going to worry about all these questions. I want you to write down this thing right here. Okay, so write down that. I'm going to put it in a spreadsheet so I can make it big enough. Good morning, Miss Dennis.
Good morning.
I want you to feel included.
Okay, thanks.
And we were talking about you before class started, so.
That's okay.
I wanted you to feel included. All right, there's your numbers. Now, I'm fixing to show you today what I want from you on a test. So I want you to go ahead and write those numbers down. And I'm going to show you what's on this homework question as well as what I want on a test. Let's see if I can do this. I want to make this a little bit smaller so I can pull up my handy dandy whiteboard. Make it smaller. And let's see if this works. There we go. Okay, now I want to remind everybody of the formulas that we use. I'm going to write them over here on the whiteboard. So our first formula is the mean of the frequency distribution or probability distribution, and that is the summation of x times p of x. Okay? X times p of x. And the variance is equal to the summation of x squared times p of x minus mu squared. That's called the variance. And somebody tell me, what is the relationship between the variance and the standard deviation?
The variance is the, the standard deviation is the variance to the square root or to the 0.5 power.
Exactly, the square root of the variance or the variance raised to the 0.5 power. So those are the 3 formulas that I showed you, I think, Monday. And we talked about them Monday and last Friday and Monday. Yeah. Now the question that we're talking about is on the board right there on the spreadsheet. And I'm going to highlight, I wish this cursor is not working the way I want it to work. Damn Russians. All right, so I'm going to highlight these guys, and I'm going to highlight those yellow because that's what's given. All this is given to us. So I'm going to highlight that yellow. So I'm going to go over, and now first of all, they also want you to graph this. So I'm going to graph it. So I'm going to graph it. I'm going to hit insert. And they want a line chart. I don't like to do line charts or a bar chart. I'm just going to do scatter plot. So what does this look like? It goes up, then it goes what? Down. So that looks like a skewed what?
Right.
Skewed right.
Skewed right. So somebody write that down for future reference. Skewed right. Skewed right. Now we also need to check it. So what's the two tests that we need to check the binomial distribution or the probability distribution? Each probability has to be between what?
1 and
0
0.
and 1.
0 and 1, 1 and 0. So that works. There's 27 cent, 57 cent. There's no $1.25, and there's no minus 12 cent. So there's no negatives. There's nothing over $1. And add them up. What should they equal?
1.
1. Okay, now all of this right now are test questions. So everything that I've done so far is test questions. Now I'm going to delete the chart. I'm going to delete that so we can have more room to work. Now, what is the formula? Here's the formula for the mean. What have I got to do? I've got to multiply what?
X times P.
Of X. P of X. So I'm going to put that right here. X times P of X. Now I'm going to do the first one. That's going to be 0. Because 0 times anything is what? 0, Hubert.
Here.
And I'm going to copy that down. And I want y'all to do this right now in your notebooks, your handy dandy notebooks. And I'm going to highlight this green because this is the first step in calculating stuff. And we just did this right here. And now we're going to do, what do you do after you multiply them? What do you do?
Add them together.
Add them all up. So I'm going to do that right here, and I'm going to highlight that orange. I guess that's orange. And enter. There's my mean. So my mean is equal to 0.932. I'm writing all this down so I'll have it on my paper.
When we got, excuse me, when we got the answer 1, which formula, excuse me.
Bless you.
Thanks. Which formula did that go to?
Say bless you. What?
When we got the answer 1 for everything?
Right here?
Yes. Which formula was that for?
You just add up that's one of the tests. You
I
add
know.
up all these numbers.
That's where I think I get mixed up because when I'm doing these I call them word problems. Am I supposed to do each one of these steps with the problem?
Yeah. See, remember I showed you this right here and I said the two tests?
Yeah.
and I told you to check each of these yellow things. This is called the yellow. That's called a probability distribution. So whenever you're given a probability distribution, the first thing you do is you check to see if P of X is between 0 and 1.
I did that last night on the horn.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
And then you add up the summation of P of X. I'm sorry. Summation of P of X should equal 1.
Okay.
You do that to check to see if you have a binomial. If you don't get these two, then you put not a probability distribution cannot be done.
Right.
Okay. So that's the first thing you do. You check it.
Okay.
And then you go to this. If it is a probability distribution, the test question or the homework question is usually going to ask for this and that, usually.
Okay.
And we just found mu.
Okay.
Which is the mean. Or it could be the expected value depending on what they want, whether it's a word problem or whether it's a, just a number problem. So there is mu. So now we got to find the variance. Well, let's look at the variance, and I'm going to highlight what we already have. What do we already have? Well, we already have P of X. We already got that. That was given to us. What else do we have? We have mu. But what do we not have?
We don't have mu to the second power.
Well, we can do that in the calculator. But what do we not have as far as we don't have what? We don't have x squared. So we got to make a column of x squared. So I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to make a column called x squared. Now, I'm not going to insult your intelligence, but you don't need to do that in a calculator. So 0, they're checking up on you, Miss Dennis. Making sure you're taking classes. And now y'all should be able to do 1 squared, 2 squared, 3 squared, 4 squared, and 5 squared in your head, okay? But I'm doing it to show you process. All right? So I just found, I'm going to take my handy dandy blue highlighter, and I'm going to highlight this in blue, light blue, so you can see it. And that is what we just did right here. So what does the formula say we need to do with x squared and P of X?
Multiply it.
And?
Add it.
Add it up. So I'm going to do another column right here, and it's going to be called x squared times P of X. Now, of course, you would be doing this in your calculator. I'm doing it on the spreadsheet. Equals x squared, which is 0, times P of X, which is right there. Of course, the first one's going to be 0, and the second one is going to be 0.568 because 1 times anything is anything. So it's not a lot of hard work. All right, now I want everybody to do your x squared times P of X. I want everybody to do that right now. And I'm going to highlight that in pink. So we just did this right here in pink. So I'm going to highlight this column pink. Do I have a pink? I think I can find one. I think I can make one. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to go with mauve. Can y'all handle mauve?
It looked pink to me.
Thank you. All right, so we just did this right here. Now I'm going to add it all up, and we're going to highlight that orange again. Just this area right here, just this.
Hello.
So I'm going to highlight, and we're going to add that up. And that's going to be that number right there. And I'm going to color that orange. So now to find our variance, we're going to take 1.42 and we're going to subtract 0.932 quantity squared from that 1.42. So I want y'all to do that in your calculator. Make sure you put parentheses around 0.932 and put the parentheses in the print. I mean, put the second power. Make sure you put that in the parentheses so you don't mess it up. I'll do it with you.
There's 2 second powers?
Huh?
Is
The
there 2
second
second
power,
powers?
yes. That's on, there we go. To the second power. I accidentally wrote it on another page. To the second power. It's in that, there it is right there.
Okay.
So I'm going to take my, and this is what it's going to look like, so I'm going to show it to you. That's going to be 1.42, and watch how I do this, minus parentheses 0.932 raised to the second power, and then close parentheses, move over one place to the right, and close parentheses.
And enter.
And hit enter. What did y'all get? I got 0.551376. Somebody confirm that for me.
That's correct.
Yep, that's what I got.
Okay, now that's the variance. What do we want? We want the standard deviation, so I'm going to raise that to the 0.5 power. And that's your standard deviation. 0.7425469, blah, blah, blah. And that is what I'm going to ask you on the test. Everything that we just did, I deleted the chart, but you should be able to chart it. And I'm going to show you how to do it on your calculator also. Because I want y'all to do well. So here we go. Let's take our handy dandy calculator. I'm going to work it with y'all. So if you got a calculator, let's do it now. So I'm going to clear everything and everything here. Now to put something in the spreadsheet, we go to stat and edit. And I've got a bunch of junk in here, so I need to put 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and delete. I want everybody to get this in your calculator. 0.268, 0.568, 0.35, 0.023, 0.005, 0.001, and delete. Okay, and I'm going to leave that on the board for you until everybody gets it typed in your calculator. Anybody see the Law and Order last night?
Because Stabler came back.
Yeah, Stabler came back. He's still kind of aggressive.
Where are they saying he was at?
He ain't aggressive. His wife died. She died. What'd you say? He was in Rome, being an NYPD liaison in Rome, Italy.
Mm.
Cush job, like an ambassador.
Mm.
All you do is just make money. That's what I need to be. I need to be an ambassador somewhere. Where could I be an ambassador? I know. I could be an ambassador to Star Iva. Reckon they'd pay me money from the federal government to be an ambassador to Star Iva. All right, everybody got it typed in?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, now let's do a chart plot. So, Miss Dennis, you got it all in?
Yeah, I'm looking.
Okay, hit second. Y is equal. And there it is. Hit number 1. Make sure it's on. And that's all you got to do. Just hit on, click on, just hit enter where it says on, and hit graph. Now you might not be able to see it. So what you do is you hit zoom 9. And there she is. Now look at my graph, and everybody should have the same graph that I got. Unless you type the number in wrong or something. What do you say, Miss Dennis? You got this one?
No.
Okay, where you at?
Go ahead, I got it. I mean, you recorded, so I can learn.
All right, so that's it right there. Now, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this because all you got to do is pick it out. It's multiple choice, so I want to get to the actual calculating. All right, so match that up. We already drew it out. I'll draw it out again right here on my paper so we won't forget what it looks like. I'm going to show you what I'm doing right here. I'm just drawing a little sketch, and I'm going to draw it dot, dot, and then dot, dot, dot. So that's what it looks like. It looks pretty much like that.
I can't see it.
Yeah. Well, I don't need to see it. You can see it right there. I'm just drawing a sketch of it. I just drew a sketch. This is a sketch. Just so I can match it up with the test question or the homework question. All right. So let me get rid of that. Okay, now let's go and find what the mean and the standard deviation is. So hit stat, calculate, and it's on first variable statistic. That means the one you need to find the statistics on. Hit enter. Go down to frequency list and hit second 2. Somebody tell me what's above the 2 in blue? Look on your calculator.
A Y
L2.
L2. And that's what you got to type in, L2. And then hit calculate. If you have an older calculator, you know, it may do something a little bit different, but not much different. And look at there. Here, look at there. What's that? What's X bar? That's your mean. 0.932. That's what we got. And your standard deviation is 0.7425469682. Now, it doesn't have the variance. So what do you do to the standard deviation to get the variance? You don't take the square root. What do you do?
You square it.
You square it. If you're given the standard deviation, sigma, and you want, and you'll see this in just a second, and you want the variance, you take sigma and you square it. So you're going to take that 0.74254, so let's type that in, 0.74254, 0.5469 raised to the second power. And your variance is equal to 0.551375 ... Now that is a standardized or a test question, because sometimes they'll give you the standard deviation and they'll ask you for the variance. And that's how you find it. And there it is right here. There it is right there. So you might want to highlight that. If you're given the standard deviation, and they want the variance, if you're given the standard deviation and they or you, depending on what the case may be, want the variance is equal to the standard deviation raised to the second power, which would be this number right here raised to the second power, which is that number right there. So sometimes on your calculator, you're going to be given, on your calculator, you're going to be given the mean and sigma. That's what you're going to be given on the calculator. And you're going to, if they ask for the variance, which they may not ask for the variance. But if they do, you need to take the standard deviation and you need to square it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put sigma squared right here. So they give you sigma on your calculator, and the test or the homework question asks for the variance. That's sigma squared. You take that number and you raise it to the second power, which will give you, not that number, this number, sorry. And that'll give you the 0.551 blah, blah, blah. I heard somebody say something. Did somebody have a question?
I had a question.
Yes, ma'am.
I just didn't know where, when you went to stat and then calculate, I don't know how you got the frequency list.
Okay, let's go there. Okay, I'll do it again. Let me clear everything. All right. Did you type all your data in, Miss Garcia?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Then go to calculate. First variable statistic. Now, the default always goes to L1. This one is clear. So what you do is you go down here and you hit second and 2. And tell me what's above that 2 in blue.
L2?
Click on L2. So that's what you're typing in. That's the second column. And then hit calculate. Tell me if you got those numbers.
I got it.
Good. And you see, here's sigma. They don't give you a standard deviation. I'm sorry. They don't give you a variance. This right here is the standard deviation. So you take that number and raise it to the second power. X bar is your mu. Okay, anybody else got any questions on the calculator? All right, now let's go type everything in and let's see if we know what we're doing. Okay, verify that this is a discrete. All the probabilities are between 0 and 1. There's no negatives. There's no number above 1, like 1.6, 2.5, or negative 0.6 or negative 0.5. There's none of those. So all the probabilities are between 0 and 1. And if you add all these up, which we did, we got 1. Now, which one of these look like skewed right?
Me.
B is in Bravo. Okay, the only one that's close is Delta, but it goes too low right here. These are supposed to be right here or something. That's That's a missing tooth right there. Oh, we watched Kong versus Godzilla last night. Me and my son.
Was it good?
It was okay. I'm glad I didn't pay for it.
Oh, then that means it sucked.
It was really slow. You had to spend a lot of time getting to the actual fight. All right.
They had so many fights.
I know. But nowadays, that's what's wrong with our society. Everything is based on cartoons and Marvel comics. So we're raising a generation that live in fantasy land. All right.
But that's how we got left.
I ain't gonna say no more. I'm gonna be quiet. All right, Marmute, it says round to what? Doesn't say do not round. Okay. I got 0.932. Which of the following interpretation of the mean is correct? The observer, okay, 0.932. Let's see. The observed number of marriages will be less than the mean number of marriages. If any number of individuals age 15 or older were surveyed, one would expect the mean number of marriages to be the mean of the random variable. The observed number of marriages will be equal to the mean number of marriages for most individuals. That may be the answer. If many individuals age 15 were surveyed, one would expect the mean number of marriages to be the mean number of random variable. That could be an answer. I would say probably, let me see.
D.
If any number of, I'm looking at the difference between these two. Surveyed, one would expect the mean number of marriages to be the mean. Well, that says the same thing, doesn't it? Oh, if any number,
is it B?
if many individuals. Okay, it could be B or C. I'm gonna go with C because it's more vague. The observed number of marriages will be equal. I don't like that. Will be equal to. I don't like that. Be close to, but not equal to. I'm gonna go with B. Nope. Then it might be C then. Well, I'm stupid. It is D. I didn't like D because it said, let's see, to be the mean. That's what bothered me right there. To be the mean. I'm sorry, but that just kind of, So, okay, I need you to write that down because that's going to be your answer. To be the mean. To be the man, you got to beat the man. To be the mean, that is the answer. So make sure you write that down. Does anybody know who said that? To beat the man, let's see, to be the man, you got to beat the man.
That's Ric Flair.
There you go. Vintage Ric Flair. Yep.
Who is he?
Who is he? Yeah, right. Whatever.
No, who the hell is he?
The standard deviation. You never watch wrestling? Okay. Wrestling is WRASSLIN.
I was sitting here going wrestling.
Wrestling. He's a wrestler. All right. Compute the standard deviation. And the standard deviation is 0.7. It says round to 1 decimal place, so that'd be 0.7. What is the probability that a randomly selected individual 15 years or older was involved in 2 marriages? 0.135. What is the probability that a randomly selected individual 15 years or older was involved in at least 2? Okay, what does at least 2 mean? Let's go to our handy dandy number line. At least 2. Let's just look right quick. At least 2. Okay, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it went up to 5, didn't it? Yeah. Okay, forget this because it just goes from 0 to 5. All right, somebody tell me what the word at least means. At least 2. That means the lowest number is what?
2.
Good job. Somebody actually listened the other day. At least 2. So that means this guy, this guy, this guy, and this guy. So that means that I need to add up the probabilities of 2, 3, 4, and what? 5. So let's do that. Somebody take your handy dandy calculator for me and add up.
Is it 14?
Let's see, that's 13.5 cents. That'll be 15.8 cents. That'll be, I can't add 8's worth of crap. 3, excuse me, 16.3 and 17.3.173. Somebody check that for me. I might have got one off. What is 2, 3, 4, and 5? What'd you get? Oh my Lord, it don't take that long, people. Good gosh. Y'all need to learn to interact. Or are they going to put y'all in the closet like Miss Dennis is? Tell them, Miss Dennis, you got to learn your math. See, Miss Dennis is going to school, and they put her in a closet. Imagine what they're going to do to you when you don't communicate and you don't talk to anybody, and you made a career. They're going to put you in the janitor's closet. And they're going to say, oh, yeah, that's that weird person down there that doesn't talk to anybody. Somebody add them up? Oh, my God, I'll do it myself. Lord have mercy. It's all right. Keep up with the weaned on a pickle routine to see where it gets you. 0.135. Y'all want to start a revolution? You can't even start the lawnmower. 0.023. 0.005, but y'all can eat the hell out of Tide Pods. Plus 0.001.
Is 0.164.
Okay, I was off one. I said 174. All right, 173. So 0.164 should be your answer. Thanks for the interaction, class. You suck. 0.164.
How'd your mom do at her doctor's appointment?
Oh, the doctor said she was going to live in a ditch. She passed flying colors. Good day. I made her cook me some lunch. Made me a sandwich. No, I told her we were going to go out to eat. We went out to eat. All right. Check, answer, good. And that's it. I like that question. You got, except for, I'll tell you what I don't like. I don't like this Philadelphia lawyer question. So I just remember to be the man, to be the mean. There you go, right there. Just remember to be the mean. Okay, it says right here, one would expect the mean number of marriages. And the difference between this one and this one, remember many. Dang old man. To be the man, to be the many, you got to be the mean. There you go. All right, but that's what you need to remember. I like all of these. Every one of these are good test questions. This is a good test question. This is a good test question. The Philadelphia lawyer question isn't. This is a good test question. The graphs are good test questions, and this is a good test question. So that one question, 6.118, has about 5 good test questions. So make sure if you can do this one, and I don't care about, just guess, just do the if man, and then to be the mean, if man, just remember that. If you can get that one, then great. The rest of them, good test prep questions. Good question. Let's go to another one that was sent. And I'm about out of time. I know that, but I can do one more question. I think one more was sent. 120. I think it was this one. 6.1. I thought I saw another one in there, but they're all the same. 6.1 31/10. 6.1 31/10. And now teams, I can tell who's just got their computer on now. At the end, when everybody leaves, and there's 2 or 3 people that won't leave the room, those are people that have left their computer, went back to sleep, or went into another room, and I can kick them out, and it'll say on the attendance, you kicked these people out because they wasn't participating. So at least I can do that now. Okay, we're not going to have enough time to do this one. So I would this is a kind of a long one because you got to do all these calculations. So we'll do this one Monday. Okay, this one is not a good test question because the question assumes too much, and I don't like this as a test question. But I will go through this one Monday. Okay. So y'all should be working on 6.1 and 6.2. We did get into 6.2, didn't we? Yes or no?
Yeah.
No, sir.
I thought we did.
I think we just did 6.1.
Okay. Then everybody should be working on 6.1 homework. And I'm going to delete, well, I'm not going to delete 18 because I got 2 other classes. So I want everybody working on 6.1 homework because if you got the whole weekend, and I don't see any questions Monday, and I'll probably close out the 6.1 homework because there's no need in leaving it open because that'll just entice people to wait till the last minute. So I'll probably close 6.1 homework depending on how many questions I get Monday. Y'all have a good weekend, and I'll see y'all Monday, okay?
Okay. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Hubert.